The materials that you will need for this project are painter's tape, a piece of white paper, and this laminated grid for the background. You'll start by taping the top and the bottom of the paper to the laminated grid. Try to put your tape in between the grid lines so you don't have to draw over them. Next, you're just going to draw all of the vertical and horizontal lines, lining up the top and bottom grids so that you have a nice, exact, even grid. This part is pertinent to the success of your project, as if your grid is messed up, then when you transfer each line in each square to your final artwork, that's also going to be messed up if this is not correct. Once you're finished with the grid, find the middle of the eyes, nose, and mouth of your person and make dash marks on the top and bottom so that I can cut it for you. Bring it to me, I'll use my paper trimmer, and I will cut and return to you. Now you're going to line them up on your new gridded paper. At this point, you don't need the laminated grid sheet, so you can go ahead and remove the tape. I make sure to move it up a little bit so you can see the grid marks at the top and at the bottom of the page in order to line up that grid and see it. You can see how I had to move that on mine. The left side is going to be permanent, so what you're going to do is use your sketchbook as a background and glue the entire back side with a glue stick. Make sure to get all of those edges. That's extremely important that you don't get it on the permanent paper that you have or on the front side, because if you get glue stick on the area that you're going to draw on, it's going to change the texture of the paper and your drawing is not going to look like it should with the pencil. So I'm taking caution to line this up exactly where her nose meets and where her lips meet and where her hairline meets so that it is a seamless transition. So go ahead and line it up and then just apply even pressure. Make sure it's all glued down. If there's any areas that are coming up, you can use the glue stick glue trick and put a little bit of glue on a spare piece of paper and kind of tuck it under to adhere it. This whole background will get trimmed at the end, so don't mind that excess space right now. So the right side that we've taped on, that will be removed. So what you're going to do is grid the right side. You do not grid the left side. That's the side that's glued on. No grid. If you glue this, or I'm sorry, if you grid this, then everyone's going to know exactly how you did this project. That's going to be part of your final artwork. You do not want that gridded. If you erase that, you're going to be erasing a lot of the ink that printed out on your picture. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grid the right side only by lining up the hash marks on the top and the bottom of my background paper. This you can grid as dark as you want, no big deal. This is going to be thrown away at the end. All right, you can remove that now that you finished this. And this is just going to be your guide sheet. So to store this, just keep it paper clipped to your regular artwork. And I'm just going square for square, just like you did in the two practice sheets, starting with the outline of the hairline. And I'll do the eyes, nose, mouth, any shoulders or neckline that you see on the clothing that they're wearing, any jewelry you'll add. And I'm also kind of doing the direction of the hair, so you can see there's a little curl in her hair. So I'm going to kind of line that up so that I have it exactly in the right space. Once you're finished with the outlines, and notice how extremely light I'm drawing because I will be erasing a lot of these lines and fine-tuning them or just adding shading, you can erase the entire grid. So you need that grid on there just for the outlines, but once you go in to start adding some value, some lights and darks to the skin or the hair, you want to make sure that those grid lines have been erased already.